continuing conversations around student loan forgiveness in general. But I can tell you, we haven't been resting since President Biden took office. Close to $13 billion in student loan forgiveness and relief has already been done. So that means that in the last 6 months, over 600,000 borrowers received emails that they're either closer to being debt-free or are totally debt-free.
That was Education Secretary Miguel Cardona earlier on Rush Hour tonight, speaking to NewsNation's Nicole Burley on student debt forgiveness. President Biden has notably paused federal student loan repayments until May 1st. They were originally put on hold at the start of the pandemic. However, as that date looms in May, many progressives are calling on the president to cancel student debt altogether, making this relief permanent. According to the Chamber of Commerce, the total outstanding federal student loan debt currently stands at more than $1.5 trillion. Joining me now for more on this, two millennials, Braxton Brewington, press secretary for the Debt Collective, and Emily Jashinsky, culture editor at the Federalist. It's great to have you both. We love having young voices on to tell us what's happening. And this is an important topic. And I guess I'd like to start. If I were 23 or 24 or 25, I'd be all for this, I'm sure. Let's start, Braxton, with you. Are you in favor of this?
I am. And if I were 65 and having my Social Security check garnished because I couldn't afford to pay student loans, I'd be for this as well. The majority of Americans supported an extension to the pause, and they also support canceling student debt. This is a campaign promise that Joe Biden ran on, canceling at least a minimum immediately of $10,000 for every single borrower, and canceling all student debt if you went to a public college or HBCU and make under $125,000 per year. So this is politically popular, this is morally advantageous, and the macroeconomics are also on our side. Canceling student debt would boost the economy by over $108 billion per year.
Emily, you for or against this?
I'm against it. I think there are competing analyses when it comes to actually whether this would be a boost to the economy. For instance, progressive journalist, economic journalist Matt Iglesias has followed this issue for a really long time and actually recently crunched the numbers again and said he didn't actually think that this would be, he's saying basically in the net, this is a handout to people with higher earning potential and higher wealth than it is to people in the lower bracket. And you can say that it's probably still worth it to do that. It's a wealth transfer from people who have less money to those who have more money and more earning potential. That's a really, really crucial distinction when we look at whether this is regressive. People on the left say the idea that this is regressive is a myth. Well, you actually also have to look at earning potential. Doctors, for instance, are a very different thing. They have a lot of debt. But I also think the biggest pause that I have, I agree completely that people were sold a false bill of goods by our society when they signed up to go to college and paid exorbitant tuition costs. This makes it worse. This creates less incentive for our system of higher education to be reformed and to actually provide a good product to students at a reasonable price. And it's going to continue, if you forgive debt now, to drive students deeper and deeper into holes for generations to come because there's no incentive to fix it.
Yeah, that sounds actually like something you would support, Braxton. I think knowing how you feel about debt. But I'm curious about the fairness question. And people who say, well, I had paid mine already, what happens to them? This is almost like one of those great deals that the new customer gets that the old customer doesn't.
Well, listen, if we come up with a cure to cancer, is that going to be fair to the people who have suffered from it already? I mean, I think the argument is a bit bogus. 45 million borrowers and their families are saddled with nearly $2 trillion worth of debt. Biden ran on canceling the student debt, and that's exactly what he should do. The people who have student debt, I think there's this myth that they're magically rich and also are burdened by student loan debt. Rich people do not have student debt because they're rich. The truth is the people who have student debt are disproportionately Black Americans, Black women in particular. They're borrowers of color, they're seniors, and they're saddled with this debt. And the truth is, rather than being burdened with student loan debt, they're making tough decisions like, should I pay my rent or should I pay my student debt? I mean, the idea that wealthy are suffering from this is just not true.
Emily, I just have 15 seconds left. I'll give you the last word.
I think that's absolutely true. I think there are people of low means that are absolutely suffering and disproportionately in some cases, but I think it also ultimately is a transfer from people who in the aggregate, have less to people who have more potential to earn that down the road and took out a lot of money because they were going to be doctors and lawyers. I don't think that's particularly beneficial or particularly fair.
We'll see where it goes, but for now you get a pause until May. Listen, we love having you guys as a panel. You're welcome back anytime. Good to see you both.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.